Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library podcast. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. You know, we've talked a lot about a lot of concepts. I want to talk to you a little bit about your vision and the clarity in your vision and the roadmap that you can build to help execute your vision. For me, my roadmap consisted of what I called the Big Eight. These eight key elements that I thought were so important to the growth and execution of our organization. You'll notice when I go through the Big Eight with you over the course of the next few episodes, you'll see that at the end of the eight of them, you'll see that they fall into the categories. The customers are represented, our people are represented, shareholders or stakeholders are represented. And so these eight elements, although different, absolutely make sure that we consider our customers, our people, our shareholders, or stakeholders in our decision-making process. And so for me, I look at these Big Eights as my roadmap. And they also not only help me tactically in sort of the short-term day-to-day running of the operations, they also help me from a strategic point of view, because as you're accomplishing these eight key elements or working on these key Big Eight, they're always keeping you in focus of where you are and where you want to go. And so for me, they're so important. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Big Eight. And the first one of our Big Eight is safety. Safety is a core value. Safety is such an important part of who we are as an organization. We talk a lot about what are the things we won't compromise. Safety is one of them. And so for me, we won't work unsafe. We'll walk away from business before we do business that puts our people in harm's way. We'll make sure we have the proper training for safety. When there is an injury or an accident, we'll understand why it happened, how it happened, what follow-up training has to be done. But safety will be at the core of everything we do. So that's the first and number one of our Big Eight elements. So I think that's so important. And that's one of the ones that you have to make sure that you're steadfast on, you won't compromise. Because the first time you compromise on safety, the whole organization knows about it. And everybody says to you, hey, how about the time you look the other way? The second one is the diversification of our customer base to grow organically. I think there's such an important part of organic growth. And having a good, diverse customer base allows you to ebb and flow through the different times of the year. Now, as you know from my background, I spent 36 years at UPS. So obviously peak season presented one set of challenges, summer presented another set of challenges. The understanding of how to handle those different times and diversify your customer base helps you through those ebbs and flows kinds of ideas. And so I think it's so important to look at your customer base, understand it, understand how it affects the different times of the year. And so that's what's so important. So if you think about it, in peak season, you have a lot of residential volume, but maybe less business to business, where in the summer you may have more business than less residential. So it's that kind of concept that's so important as you're starting to build your business. What's my customer base? How do I diversify it so that I'm not all concentrated in one place? And how do I grow organically? So those are the first two of our Big Eight. Safety as a core value and diversification of our customer base and our ability to grow organically. But whether it's through existing customers or new customers that we grow, that's certainly a great place to be as an organization. Thank you. Have a great day. And as always, be safe.